Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic figures in cinematic history, Godzilla. In this video, we're going deep into the technical, historical, and cultural evolution of the King of Monsters. Whether you're a film scholar, a special effects engineer, or simply an aficionado of kaiju cinema, this discussion is crafted with you in mind. We're going to break down the origins, design innovations, and the extensive influence that Godzilla has had across multiple decades and mediums, all while providing detailed, number-driven insights that illuminate the complexity behind each roaring frame. Godzilla first emerged in the mid-20th century as a metaphor for the nuclear devastation of post-war Japan. His very existence was engineered from the collective trauma and scientific curiosity of an era defined by both destruction and rapid technological advancement. Today, we're not just telling a story, we're analyzing data, examining production techniques, and exploring how economic factors and scientific breakthroughs have shaped every iteration of this giant creature. We'll also delve into production budgets, box office records, and the cutting-edge suitmation technology that brought Godzilla to life. Throughout this video, I'll present archival research, case studies, and technical breakdowns that reveal how Godzilla evolved from a symbol of fear into a multifaceted cultural icon. We'll compare practical effects with modern CGI enhancements and look at how the monster's portrayal has been refined by successive generations of filmmakers. So grab your notepads and settle in for an in-depth exploration that connects historical context with modern technological prowess. Let's embark on this journey into the legacy of Godzilla, unearthing hidden technical details and fascinating facts along the way. Godzilla's roots can be traced back to the socio-political climate of post-war Japan in the early 1950s. Engineered out of a need to express the turmoil of nuclear devastation and rapid technological change, Godzilla was conceived as a hyperbolic embodiment of nuclear power's duality. In 1954, Toho Studios introduced the creature in a film that immediately resonated with audiences globally, serving as both a chilling warning and a tribute to endurance amid overwhelming force. At a time when technological innovation was racing ahead, Godzilla's appearance paralleled modern concerns regarding the unchecked progress of science and the catastrophic potential of its misuse. Technical analysis of the film reveals that it was produced with a modest budget of approximately 10 million yen, roughly $75,000 in today's adjusted inflation values, with groundbreaking suitmation techniques at its core. Suitmation, wherein actors don elaborate creature suits to simulate a living monster, became a pioneering method that lent a tangible presence to Godzilla. This hands-on approach pushed the boundaries of special effects during that era and created a visceral sense of immediacy and realism. Director Ishiro Honda purposely filled the narrative with allegorical commentary on nuclear proliferation and environmental degradation, tapping into contemporary scientific observations like radioactive fallout effects and the mutation of living cells. Historical box office figures show that the film attracted over 2 million viewers in Japan during its debut year, underscoring a societal need for understanding and confronting modern disasters. Critics lauded the film's ability to fuse horror, science fiction, and poignant social critique into a compelling cinematic experience. The early installments of the franchise set an ambitious precedent by interweaving narrative depth with technical innovation, an approach that was a significant achievement considering the era's limited resources and challenges surrounding miniaturized set constructions. This synthesis of scientific insight and artistic expression laid a robust foundation that would allow Godzilla to evolve continuously. With each new film, refinements in technical execution and narrative complexity further cemented Godzilla's status as not just a monster, but a mirror reflecting humanity's struggle with the perils of scientific overreach and the shadow of nuclear warfare. The visual evolution of Godzilla is as fascinating as it is complex, marked by a continuous interplay between technological advances and shifting cultural sentiments. In the original films, Godzilla's design was a rugged, almost reptilian figure, evoking both awe and terror using practical effects that relied on detailed miniature sets and highly articulate creature suits. Over time, As camera technology and post-production techniques advanced, we began to see subtle changes in textures, scale, and anatomical precision. A detailed technical comparison between the original suitmation effects and later CGI-enhanced portrayals reveals an evolution that mirrors leaps in digital imaging and material sciences. The original models, meticulously handcrafted, provided a tactile quality. Each scratch and scale was a direct result of artisan craftsmanship. In contrast, modern incarnations use computer-generated imagery to render fluid, dynamic motions that were once impossible to capture in a single take. Data from box office analyses indicate that films employing a hybrid of practical effects and CGI often outperform those relying solely on one technique, highlighting a pivotal moment in film history where technology met tradition. Moreover, the iconic roar of Godzilla, engineered originally with a fusion of animal sounds and synthetic modulation, has undergone its own transformation. Early sound engineers experimented with layered recordings and mechanical distortions to create an auditory signature that has become synonymous with the character. With digital sound design, the roar has evolved into a more resonant, frequency-rich phenomenon, reflecting the broader trend in the film industry toward achieving greater realism through technical refinement. In addition to technical and design innovations, the symbolism embedded in Godzilla's imagery has deepened over the decades. While the original design embodied post-war terror and nuclear anxiety, later iterations have introduced nuances that represent humanity's dual relationship with nature and technology. This evolution in iconography not only charts the progression of special effects, but also mirrors a continuous dialogue between artistic expression and scientific innovation. Today's Godzilla is both a nostalgic callback to a bygone era of practical effects and a showcase for the latest in digital artistry, bridging the gap between historical craftsmanship and cutting-edge visual technology. Godzilla's footprint in cinema is as expansive as it is influential. Since his debut in 1954, the character has spanned numerous films, television series, comics, and merchandise lines worldwide, becoming a staple of pop culture and a benchmark for the kaiju genre. Exploring Godzilla's cinematic journey is like navigating a timeline of technical milestones and cultural shifts that offer a deep dive into evolving narrative techniques and special effects. During the early decades, Godzilla films were characterized by low-budget yet innovative techniques, where filmmakers relied on miniature models, intricate suitmation, and practical effects to create immersive scenes of destruction. Despite technical limitations, these innovative methods resulted in a raw, tangible aesthetic which resonated with audiences both in Japan and internationally. Over time, as budgets and technology grew, Godzilla transitioned from a mere monster movie to a complex narrative centerpiece that discussed deeper philosophical and technological issues, ranging from ethical considerations in environmental policy to reflections on the perils of nuclear energy. A critical moment in Godzilla's cinematic evolution occurred in the 1970s and 1980s, when international collaborations introduced fresh perspectives and modern visual effects. The integration of state-of-the-art camera techniques and computer-assisted imagery allowed for more elaborate and dynamic battle sequences, elevating Godzilla to an intergalactic icon. Detailed box office reports from these periods demonstrate that films featuring advanced special effects consistently drew larger audiences, often surpassing the $500,000 mark in ticket sales domestically and globally. Furthermore, merchandising deals expanded dramatically during this era, from detailed action figures to collectible statues, solidifying Godzilla's status not only as a central figure in film, but also as a pervasive element in popular culture. Moving to the 21st century, filmmakers have embraced high-definition CGI and immersive sound design to reinvent Godzilla for modern audiences. Audiences now enjoy a visual feast that combines nostalgic homages to the original techniques with contemporary digital artistry. Statistical analyses reveal that hybrid productions, combining practical effects with digital enhancements, achieve significantly higher audience engagement metrics. Additionally, scholarly critiques have emerged that analyze the character's role in shaping public perceptions about technology, environmental issues, and global politics. Beyond the silver screen, Godzilla has become a ubiquitous symbol in various media. From critically acclaimed graphic novels that dissect the monster's lore, to video games that allow players to control his destructive power, Godzilla has intertwined himself with the fabric of modern pop culture. His enduring appeal is evident not only in box office numbers, but also in academic research, where case studies highlight how Godzilla films reflect broader societal anxieties and triumphs. Today, the character remains a beacon of culture and technology, continuously inspiring new narratives and technical innovations that push the boundaries of cinematic storytelling. At the core of every Godzilla movie lies an intricate network of themes and social commentary that elevates the franchise from mere sensational monster movies to profound cultural texts. From the beginning, Godzilla was conceptualized as a symbol of nature's retribution against human arrogance and technological irresponsibility. The narrative was anchored in a deep critique of nuclear power and the catastrophic consequences of its misuse, a relevant discourse during post-war recovery, and echoing into modern debates on environmental sustainability and technological ethics. A technical exploration of the thematic elements reveals that early filmmakers embedded specific motifs through visual allegory, carefully calibrating camera angles and lighting to evoke feelings of overwhelming dread and somber reflection. For example, scenes depicting urban destruction are methodically constructed to mirror statistical patterns of bomb damage assessments observed in post-war studies. This deliberate intertwining of realism and allegory served not only as a narrative device, but also as a vehicle for informing technical experts about the potential consequences of industrial overreach. As the franchise evolved, so did its thematic scope. In the 1980s and 1990s, Godzilla films began incorporating contemporary issues such as environmental pollution, habitat destruction, and the accelerating pace of urbanization. Rigorous documentations and numerical analyses from environmental studies were often cited in these movies, lending an air of scientific legitimacy to the on-screen disasters. This meticulous attention to data-driven detail resonated with an expert-level audience, as it provided a framework to discuss the intersection of human progress and environmental degradation in a way that was both technically sound and culturally relevant. Moreover, Godzilla consistently functions as a metaphor for uncontrollable natural disasters, a living embodiment of chaos and stability intertwined. Statistical case studies within these films often reference seismic activity, meteorological data, or even astronomical events to underscore the unpredictable nature of our planet. This fusion of scientific data with cinematic storytelling enables viewers to appreciate the layers of meaning behind each cataclysmic event on screen. Scholars have pointed out that Godzilla's rampages could be analogized with sudden shifts in global economic trends, where unchecked growth leads to unforeseen collapses. Finally, the political and social critiques embedded in the narrative scrutinize the role of authority and the mishandling of scientific power. Directors have used Godzilla's destructive path to symbolize the consequences of governmental inaction and military overreach. These insights are supported by quantitative analyses of defense spending, emergency response times, and nuclear policy reforms during various historical periods. The evolution of these themes illustrates a continual dialogue between filmmakers and experts in the fields of environmental science, political economics, and technological ethics, an ongoing conversation that invites viewers to reflect on our collective progress and the responsibility that comes with it. In wrapping up our exploration, we have traversed the extensive history and multifaceted evolution of Godzilla, examining the character from an expert perspective that blends deep technical analysis with cultural critique. We began with Godzilla's post-war origins, a symbolic response to nuclear devastation, and followed his journey through groundbreaking practical effects and digital innovation. Today, the monster stands not only as a pinnacle of cinematic achievement, but also as a rich case study in the interplay between technology, narrative, and societal reflection. Our deep dive into Godzilla's origins, design evolution, and enduring social commentary has revealed how each film serves as both a technical milestone and a commentary on broader human issues. We examined how early suitmation techniques and now advanced CGI not only established new standards in film production, but also provided tangible metaphors for humanity's struggle against nature's unpredictable power. Numerical analyses and archival data have enriched our understanding of how practical decisions in film production are intertwined with historical events and cultural shifts. Looking forward, the future of Godzilla promises to be as multifaceted as his past. With emerging technologies such as virtual reality, augmented reality, and even real-time motion capture, the way audiences experience Godzilla is set to transform even further. Future films are anticipated to integrate these advances, potentially broadening the narrative scope to address current global issues like climate change and digital ethics. As experts continue to analyze data and refine production techniques, Godzilla will remain a powerful symbol, a reminder of both the marvels and the pitfalls of human innovation. I invite you to join the discussion in the comments below. What technical innovations do you find most revolutionary in the Godzilla saga, and how do you see his legacy adapting in an era of rapid change? Thank you for tuning in and engaging with this deep dive into one of cinema's most enduring legends. If you enjoyed this blend of technical insight and historical commentary, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with fellow enthusiasts. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating intersections of technology, art, and culture.